good to be with you again. We're going to talk a little bit more about pitch right now. And I know you've worked on it a little bit this last week, but let's talk a little bit about this pitch up here. What kind of pitch is this? Is this high, or is it low, or is it a middle pitch? It's a high pitch, and what kind of string or wire is the hammer striking when I play this pitch? It would be striking a short and thin string. How about way down here? What kind of pitch is this? This is a low pitch. And what kind of string is the hammer striking down here? It would be striking a thick and a long string. How about in here? What kind of pitch is this? This is middle pitch. What about down here again? What kind of pitch is this? This is low pitch again. And one more, what is this? Is this high pitch, middle pitch, or low pitch? This is high. And this height and this depth of sound we call pitch, and we've learned that there are lots of sounds on the piano. So one thing to note, when we're talking about the piano, we talk about going up the piano, up this way, and down the piano this way. Even though, as we see, the piano is very flat and very level, when we're going this way, we are going up on the piano because our pitch is growing higher and higher. It is going up and up and up and up to higher pitches. And when we play this way, we are going down the piano because our pitch is going lower and lower and lower and lower. So we are going down the piano and then we are going up the piano. Hey guys, welcome to the keyboard at my piano. So these are the keys we've talked about, and the span of these keys is our keyboard. And what you've already learned really well is that the piano is made up of lots of sounds, right? So we have all of these sounds that you've already learned, why they make different sounds and why there are so many sounds, because you opened up the piano and you looked inside and you saw why these sounds are so different from each other. So the nice thing about all of this is that these sounds have names. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple of their names, and then we're going to back up a little bit so you can learn their names one by one. So this one is a D, and this one is an A, this one is a B, and this one is an E. Those are some examples of their names. And the first sound we're going to learn is D. This is D. Okay, have you noticed on the keyboard how there are these black notes that come in sets of 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2, and that pattern repeats itself on the keyboard. So we're going to find D. It is right in between a set of 2 black keys, okay? So this is D. All right, so what about these 2 sounds together? Do these sound very pretty? Okay, so that's not a real great sound. What about these? Oh, that's not very pretty either. Okay, so let's do a different one. How about these? Well, those sound pretty similar to each other. They actually go so perfectly together that they might seem like just one sound. It's kind of hard to distinguish the difference between these 2 sounds. Now take a look at where each of these sounds is located. Each of them is between a set of 2 black notes. This is a D. This is also a D. They're both in between a set of 2 black notes, and they both sound the same. So if we know this is a D and this is a D, what do you think this is? This is also a D because it goes between two sounds. So all the keys in this position between the two black sounds, they all have the same name as D. Why don't you go ahead and go to your piano and see if you can find all the D's on your piano. I want you to close your eyes, and I'm going to play this D. Okay, as you close your eyes, I want you to listen and see if I'm playing another D at the same time or if it's another sound. Okay, so am I playing two Ds right here? Do those sounds sound the same? No, this is not two Ds. What about here? Yes, those are both Ds. They sound much alike. How about these two? No, those are not both Ds. What about these two? Yes, those are both Ds. They sound much alike. Let's do another one. What about these two? Those are not both Ds. Let's do another one. And this one may be a little tricky. Let's see if you can hear these. Are these two Ds being played together? Yes, these are both Ds, and they're quite a bit apart on the keyboard. So if you open your eyes, you can see that they're two Ds, not close together, but they are still Ds. Nice job on that. Okay, we have learned that this is a D and this is the D, but we don't know the names of these sounds in between. Okay, so we are going to write on a piece of paper or a chalkboard or a whiteboard, whatever you have, the first 7 letters of the alphabet. Let's go ahead and do that together. Okay, so we're going to borrow the names of these letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. We're going to borrow these names of the letters for the sounds in music. Okay, so we have learned that this one is D. We know our Ds really well. And if we look at our piece of paper with the 7 letters on it, and we look to what is the right of the letter D on our piece of paper, and we see E, the letter E. Okay, so just like on our piece of paper, where there's D and then E to the right, also on the piano, we have a D sound and then an E sound to the right of D. Okay, so we have D and we have E. Okay, so if we know that this is D, we also know that this is E. Or another example, if we know that this is D, because we know D is between the 2 black keys, if this is D, we also know that this is E. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and go to your own piano, and I want you to find all the D's on your piano, and I also want you to find the E's on your piano. Why don't you go ahead and take a few minutes and find the D sounds and the E sounds at your piano. Okay, so we have learned D and we have learned E. So let's take a look again at our piece of paper with the first 7 letters of the alphabet. Once again, we see D on our piece of paper right in the middle of the letters. And if we look on our piece of paper to the left of D, we see the letter C. So just like on our piece of paper, on our piano as well, we have D, and then to the left of D, we have C. Okay? So if this is D, this is C. And if this is D, this is C. Then once again, this is D, and this is C. Okay, so quick review. We've learned D now. We've also learned E already. If we go back to D, we also learn now that to the left of D is C. Okay, why don't you go ahead to your piano and find C and D and E on your piano. We're going to continue learning the names of the sounds on the piano. We know D really well now. We know that D comes between the 2 black keys. So anytime we have a set of 2 black keys, we have D. We've also learned that all the sounds on the piano go with one of the letters of the alphabet, and we've written on a piece of paper the first 7 letters of the alphabet. Okay, so we have learned that this is D. It's very easy to find because it comes between the 2 black keys. Okay, so this is D. We've learned that E is to the right of D. Okay, if we go back to D, we've learned that C is to the left of D. Okay, so if we keep going to the right, we have E. What do you suspect is next? If we look at our piece of paper and D's in the center, E's to the right of D on our piece of paper, and what is after E? There's F. Yes, there's F. Look at F and where it's in relation to the 3 black keys. Okay, so we see here's F, and we have a set of 3 black keys. Okay? So if we have 3 black keys right here, we have another F. Okay, once again, here's 3 black keys, and here's F. Okay, we're gonna go on a little bit, and then I'd like you to go practice at your piano, but let's go back to D. We have learned that right next door to D, to the left, is C. So if we go back to our piece of paper, and we see that C is to the left of D, what do we think this is? This is B. Okay, this is B, and we see where it is in relation to the 3 black keys. If we have 3 more black keys here, this is also B. Okay, so what I want you to do is to take some time at your piano, go find your D's again. These are getting pretty simple to find. Find the E's. Find the C's. Find F's. And then find B's. Go ahead to your piano and slowly work through D's, E's, C's, F's, and B's. Just like in the first lesson that you had with me where I played some songs and you marched or clapped to the music, we're going to do that just a little bit more with some other songs right now. Nice job marching or clapping to the music. And what I hope you are hearing and discovering is that in all music, there is an even pulse or an even throb, a throb that is telling you to march fast or to march slow. If you think about the tick, tock of a clock, it doesn't change. It stays the same. And that's what you're beginning to feel in music as well. And if this is still hard for you, that's not a problem at all. I just want you to continue listening to music at home, listen to music that I provide for you on the website, and continue practicing clapping or marching or even dancing to the music. And listen for that even throb or that even pulse that comes with all music. Now also what you're going to discover is these pulses or these throbs, some of them are stronger than the others. So some of them are strong, weak, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today, is there is an accented pulse that comes regularly in all music. So we're going to talk about accented pulses today that go strong, weak, strong, weak. If you think about a train going down the track, going puff, 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 puff. Or another way is through nursery rhymes, like hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. You hear the strong, weak, strong, weak. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down, hickory dickory dock. Okay, so there's a strong accent, and then there's a weak pulse, and then a strong accented pulse, and then a weak pulse. So I'm going to play a piece of music that goes strong, weak, and I think the way I play it, you'll be able to hear the strong and the weak as I play it. Strong, weak, strong, weak, strong, weak. Go ahead and clap. Did you feel the strong, weak? Accented pulse, weak pulse. Accented pulse, weak pulse. And that accented pulse comes even and consistent throughout the entire song. If you think about fence posts, like a very long fence stretching long across some pasture, and you have these fence posts that come steady and even, okay? And these strong or accented pulses are coming steady and even through the course of this entire piece. Okay, so if you think about these fence posts, they're measuring out our music for us, right? Because the strong pulse is coming so regularly, it's telling us when it's going to come next. Okay, so this one, it's strong, weak, strong, weak. All right, let's think about that a little bit for today, and we will continue discussing this a lot in future lessons. For your homework this week or for the next few days until we meet again, I want you to continue finding D's on the piano. And if you play them at the same time, your ear will get used to hearing these two D's sounding the same. Okay? I also, for homework, want you to find all the E's on your keyboard. Okay? And as you suspect, I also want you to find C's on your keyboard. And then F's. And also B's. For the second part of your homework, for the next couple days or until we see you again, I want you to continue listening to music. We talked about the accented pulse today, the strong pulse, and then we talked about the weak pulse. So this week, or these next couple days, as you listen to music and continue listening for that pulse or the throb that we hear in music, start listening for that accented pulse and see if you can find it in the music. Nice job today, and I will see you in a couple days.